Hey, and welcome back to our channel. We're at Coffee and Conversations, and today we are talking about stop trying to change and start letting go.
Yeah, I don't have my coffee this morning. I've already
Again.
drank through all of mine. I've had a lot though. So let me back up a little bit. I have felt like there's something wrong with me as far back as I can remember. I just remember there's so many stories I can tell you about times when I was growing up where I thought I am different, I am unique, and it is wrong. Like there's something wrong with me. I don't know how to,
Broken.
I'm broken. I don't know how to go through life. And I thought
Mm-hmm.
it was just me. And I never shared that with anyone else, including my parents or friends or anything, because I thought no, they wouldn't understand because I'm the one going through this. And I remember specifically, Adele, from 2012 when I discovered Audible, which thank you, Audible. I love that. When I discovered Audible, we got an account and I was like, I am determined to fix myself. I am determined to fix me, be a better leader, be a better human, and get rid of whatever this is that I'm broken from. And I've read, since 2012, I've read one book a week of self help, a Bible, a biblical book, a history book, but things that would fix me.
Well, you stopped doing that about 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago, but
So
yeah.
I read one book a week for years trying to fix me.
And
And
then I would love when you would be like, hey, I'm reading this book that's fixing me, and I'm gonna fix you too in the
yeah,
process. And it gave me this like feeling like I didn't want to know what he was reading about because then you try to change me too.
I did. I thought, wow, I'm getting all this great stuff and I can see where you're broken.
Right?
So why don't you try on these things and I'll tell you how to fix yourself.
Yeah.
And so I was sharing with her how to fix herself. And man, every time I felt like I was trying to fix myself more, I felt more out of control.
Yeah.
And what I've really discovered is there's nothing for me to fix.
Yeah.
I am perfect. God made me perfectly made. It's Genesis 1:27 or 26. I can't remember exactly which one, but he tells me exactly who I am. He said, "As let us make man in our image and creators, and that's who we are. And I
Mm-hmm.
am perfectly made. Now, I am sinful, and there is sin, and there is darkness, and there's things that have a sinful nature. But I am perfectly made. And what that means is I don't need to fix anything. There's nothing to fix. What there is for me to do is let go.
Mm-hmm.
Let go of fear. Let go of negative self talk. Let go of things that hold me back from the person that God created me to be. Let go of things that are so limiting to me and it frees me up to be who I'm meant to be.
Yeah, and when we say letting go, we literally mean if you're holding something and you just let go, that's what we mean. And it took me a while to really get that because it seems easier to change myself. Like I'm going to change this thing about me. But then it's not lasting because I'm still holding on to the things that created that in the first place.
Yeah, we live in a society where, man, I couldn't imagine what it's like for being a woman. You're in a society where you're growing up and you see these magazines of the way you should look,
Mm-hmm.
the way your body should be.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a way people say you should act rather than the way you act, and you're like, I'm in a constant world of changing who I am to be who I'm supposed to be.
Right.
It's in a constant world of that. And man, how we're not set up to win.
Mm-hmm.
We're not taught how perfect we are,
Yeah.
the way we're made.
Yeah, and when we say it's so simple, it's literally, yeah, I'm gonna choose not to think about that. That's letting go. Like, let's talk about fear. Oh man, have I had so much fear pop up for me over the last year and a half with COVID and then closing our business down and stepping out into the unknown of the marriage world. not having an income, there's a lot of fear
Mhm.
there. And it's a choice for me. When I choose to get wrapped up in that fear, it definitely affects me in a negative way. Or I can notice that the fear is there. It's not who I am, it's over here. It's fear is trying to like impact me, and I can choose not to think about that and choose to think something else. And that is letting it go. And so it's a whole different world of change and fix versus surrender and letting go.
What I got from what you said is you can choose fear or you can choose faith, but
Right.
you can't choose both.
You can't.
That is so true, because it has been the faith that has got us through this, because my fear says I can't.
Mm-hmm.
My fear says I'm a failure. And man, when I listen to that fear, it makes me so small, so little, and I don't want to do things because I'll fail if I do it.
Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, let's talk about COVID. When I allow all of that fear in, it keeps me from going places and keeps me from interacting with people in general. And it creates this, there's something out there to get me, you know?
Yeah.
I can choose to get all wrapped up in that. Or I can choose to live in faith of I'm covered in the blood of Jesus, and whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. So I'm just going to have faith in that.
Yeah, because I could resist it, and what you resist persists. I could resist these things, these circumstances that sometimes it seems like life is happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
I could resist those, and they'll just keep going on, and I'll just be upset about it. Or like you're saying, is that's just part of life, and there's part of the hills and valleys that we go through in life, and what can I learn through that? And because my faith is stronger than my circumstances, and circumstances are still real.
Right? When I think of change now, I think of exhausting. Like that's a lot of work to change something about myself. Versus letting go of things in my past that created behaviors, actions, thoughts. Letting that go gives me access to freedom.
It does.
And having a fulfilled life, really, because I can let go of the things from the past, or I can hold on to them and try to change myself while I keep holding on to it. And the root is still there. And so it's going to continue to come back. And that's what I saw with you when you were changing all these things, is it wasn't really lasting change. It was a time frame change. And then that behavior would come back. And
that's a good point. So what she's referring to, that's a great point. It needs to be who I'm committed to being in life. Like what I would do is, it wasn't real for me. I needed to change this part of my life, and I would change that part of my life, but I wouldn't make and maintain actions that were consistent with who I was committed to being. I would, oh man, I got up to size 38 pants, and then got down to size 34 pants, and I kept my old pants around because what if I go back?
Right? Let that go.
Yeah, it's like change is not lasting with me because I know something else is around the corner that's going to take me out.
Right.
And none of that's true. I make it true sometimes.
Yeah, our words are powerful, right? Yeah, they create our life.
Yeah.
And that's a video for another day. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, stop changing yourself and let go. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, if you're new to our channel, come check out this video to find out more about who we are and what we're up to.
Yeah, and we would love for you to join our tribe. So go ahead and click that subscribe button.